Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man who saves careers and lives, Mr. Bill Wright.
I suspect many of you have seen the TV ad where the guy's on the treadmill and these two young ladies come alongside him. And he pauses just for a second. He flies off the treadmill. How many of you feel your lives are that way someday, that if you actually pause to look at the beauty around you, you'd fly off life's treadmill? When I'm working with coaching clients, the most common question I get asked is, how do I get control of my life? And can you help me get control of my life? That part's easy to answer, yes. The second answer I give is not quite so easy. To get control of your life, you really have to work on changing your thinking. That's where the control will come from. It's how you perceive things around you that is going to make the difference. I looked at some of the theories around to see if there are any of those that can help me explain this. And one that's been around since the 50s is this notion of fight or flight. I'm sure you've all heard of that one. And we get all churned up psychologically, physically, at a perceived threat. Unfortunately for me, I don't find that really explains what's happening. It's about your perception of what's happening. A few years ago, I was hiking in the Adirondacks, and I'm going up Mount Marcy, and I thought I saw a bear. Turned out I didn't. But I went through all the fight and flight things. I had that quickened pulse. I had all the reactions because I perceived that threat. That night, as we're coming back down the mountain, I get close to the base camp, and people are telling me about the crazy lady, my wife, who chased the bear out of the camp, banging on pots and pans. Now, I had a terrible reaction to what I thought was a bear, because I felt it was a threat to my life. My wife, on the other hand, perceived this thing as a nuisance trying to steal supper. No stress, totally relaxed, totally in control, chasing this bear. It was in control, chasing a bear. The second thing you really need to take note of, if you're going to get control of your life, is you have to take responsibility for it. And so many of us find others that are to blame. I was leaving the Fast Track program Saturday morning, and I'm going home, and this guy's going like this all through traffic, like a madman. Eventually decides he can pass everybody on the right. Well, he gets stuck on the right at the off-ramp. And my guess is this isn't where he wanted to exit, because he looked very angry and very frustrated. And I don't think he decided that he made a mistake by getting over there, because he was shaking his fist, doing digital communication. It was clear to us, on the lanes where we chose to be, that he was blaming us for him getting off at the wrong ramp. I'm afraid this gentleman's probably going to play out this scenario so many times, because if it's them doing it to you, what can you do? You can't fix it. They're doing it to you. But if you turn that around and say, I'm responsible here, maybe I'll just drive a little slower, relax a little bit, and I'll get off at the lane I choose. So, you need to take that responsibility. The third thing I'm hearing often from clients is, I'm overwhelmed. And there's a misconception out there that overwhelmed equals overworked. I don't believe that to be true for a minute. I know personally, because I go there occasionally for research. When I get overwhelmed, it's because I don't have a strategy for completing all that work. I don't have systems in place to do that. Nor do I go and get support to do that. So, you need to take control and change your thinking in all three of these instances. So in summary, you need to change your thinking because most threats are not life-threatening anymore. When was the last time a saber-toothed tiger attacked you? I mean, fight and flight work well in evolution, but it's past that time because the real threats to our lives are going down. At the same time, our stress levels, our perceived stress levels are going up. So we really have to think about how we think about threats. Responsibility, you have to take it. It's your life, take charge. And for overwhelm, just get the 3 S's to get rid of it. Support, systems, and strategies. You do those 3 things, you take control. Think about that for a minute. If you are in control, you're not going to get thrown off that treadmill of life backwards. You're going to strategically pick your off lane. As you can see, I get a little passionate about this. So if you, your organization, or somebody you know needs more information, please see me after the meeting. Thank you.